let's make $1 million. No gimmicks, no BS. All real, actionable steps. They're gonna waste no time. So right before we get to the how to do it, let's show you the proof. All right, we're gonna dive right in. Here's our revenue recording. Bang. Got this little PDF sheet, or more like a spreadsheet. You see 2020 there at the top. Got everybody who did the jobs, the days they were done. You see month by month. Year one total 2020 is going to be just south of 300,000. So knocked it out pretty well. Best month was November. And again, you can see all the jobs that were done all year long. Proof is in the pudding. First job was on New Year's Eve 2019, and then did everything that showed up from that point on. All right, now let's jump into 2021, where we see about a 300% increase in business. Talk about scaling. January 32, February 53, March 41, April 54.5, May, very first six-figure month, $108,756. The very first time I ever did six figures in a month. June, 90.5. Biggest month yet, July 2021, 122,000.5. August, 92.5. September, 84, almost 85. October, 95. November, almost 81. December, 69. Totaling for $926,118 for 2021. Just a hair shy of $1 million. So we roll into 2022, and let's see it. January, 73.5. February, 52. March, almost 70. April, 74 almost. May, 98. June, 120. July, 124.5. August, 111. That's six figures 3 months in a row. September, 90,000. October, 96. November, 66. December, 47. Very first $1 million year, $1,023,405 in 2022. So huge accomplishment. Was really, really proud of that. Great things. So bang out into 2023. Boom, January, 41. February, 55. March, 78 nearly. April, 64. May, 111,000. Now you can see how the summertime is the busy time. June, 88.5. July, just south of 60. August, 39. September, 76. October, 45. November, 40. December, 37. So a little bit of downturn, 736,576. But we know, everybody knows the way the housing market's changed, so that affects the business for sure. So here's 2024. Last year, 35 in January, 25 in February. I'm not sure why March isn't listed. 75 in April. 101,000 in May, another six-figure month. All the way down to 47. And then this sheet cuts off, stop filling it out. But I do have the P&L for you. $440,609.23 was the total on 2024. All right. So bangarang, you know what I mean? We're talking just south of $3.5 million in 5 years, the first 5 years. So keep that in mind. But wait, I've got a little something extra for you. Let's check out the furniture sales. Yes. So I'm just going to show you a little snippet, tidbit. Not the whole entire salami. This is 2023 by the month. You can see November, December, big time, and then we total at $10,165 on the year. And all this was me offering to take the unwanted furniture from clients. Because they find out when you move, you don't always want to take everything with you. You find out what's worth bringing along and what isn't. And in this game, you see people are ready to get rid of a lot of stuff. So we were already there. We were already doing the job. So I would just take that off their hands, move into my office, sell on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, you name it. And it was all cash money. So consider that. That was just $10,000 cash in the pocket in 1 year. So think about the ways that you can be innovative. Think about whether you're going to do this specifically or some other home service. Consider spillover, extra stuff that the client doesn't care about, that you can find ways to turn revenue. It's always there. Moving on. Okay. So we had a look at my raw numbers, which is great. Although for some extra added evidence and confidence, we are going to look into a couple of businesses of which I told them everything I'm about to tell you in this video, and they took all that information, popped open shop, and they are currently making money with it right now. So these are tried and true processes, principles, rules for success, truthfully. First up, we have Lake Movers. So you can see, boom, what to expect on moving day. They did, the guys going in to move the truck, whoever they had to do their website, they did a pretty good job. But essentially, yeah, it's nothing different, right? Nothing too special, exactly what I do. You're going to see here at the top, boom, they got the truck, their moving services, long distance and local, residential, commercial, yada yada. So funny, interesting little how these guys popped up. Like I told you, these businesses I'm talking about, I taught them everything they know about how to do this. And with Lake Movers specifically, the guys who started this, they called my office every day for probably 3 weeks in a row. And it was kind of strange because they were like begging for a meeting with me. And my secretary, she just kept turning them down. No, I'm busy, not interested, can't help you. And because the guy, he was weird about it. He was like, it's not bad, it's not bad, it's not bad. And one day, finally, I was like, all right, dude, whatever. I'll talk to him. And he asked me to meet him at Panera Bread in Osage Beach. So I did later that evening. It was him and his buddy. And yeah, they just asked me how to run business, how to open a moving company, what to do, what to charge, etc., so on and so forth. And I told them everything step by step, exactly like I'm about to outline in this video. And they, in like 2 weeks, they were doing jobs and making money. So interesting though, it was a really old realtor. The guy's in his 60s, and then a guy who worked at, I think, a tow shop in his 40s. So imagine that. One guy who's pretty old, and another guy deep in middle age, getting business advice from a guy who was like 26 or 27 at the time. So, what a world we live in. Couldn't be me. But hey, if you need the money, you need the money. All the best to him. All right. Next. And now we have all around movers. Big or small, we move it all. Okay, yeah. Put these guys on, same exact way, taught them everything they know, local, long distance, got the whole thing going on. Interesting enough, this guy also even jacked my furniture idea about taking the secondhand stuff and then selling it for cash on the side. So can't knock it. It is a solid business plan, but something nobody else in the Moving Furniture game is doing. And you see, yeah, it's kind of funny. I think almost every single person that works here used to work for me, and they also swagger jacked the U-Haul dealer idea. But then again, touch everything you know. So that's just the way this goes. Got these neat little buttons on the side, call, contact. So yeah, all these guys' websites look good. But once again, this is evidence that I've shown people what to do, how to do it, and it works. It's not just random work for me. No matter who you are, because I promise you, I know these guys on a personal level. They're nothing special. They can they can do what you can do. Amazing. If you have made it this far, you are a beast, and you will get paid using these principles. Now, step one, choose your industry. Consider this to be the universe of which you are going to birth your entity that provides products and services to the world. And now, with the previous information that has been displayed, it is quite obvious that my industry is moving furniture. Let's go into some of the details as if I hadn't made this choice already. Okay, wow. Moving services in the United States, currently a $23.2 billion industry. Neat little graph here that shows I did kind of hop in almost at the perfect time. You've seen the huge housing boom in the early 2020s. I mean, 2 minute truck alone is worth billions. Now let's see some skills. I mean, look at it. Physical strength, loading, unloading, etc. A huge reason I popped into this was that it's a very low barrier to entry skill wise, right? You can find a lot of people who are capable of doing it. You don't have to have some kind of trade, so to say, versus being a plumber or a carpenter, etc. Plus, you get paid the same day. That's right. The moment you get the job done, you get the check, you get the credit card deposit, and you're getting cash positive. Okay, let's get into it. What are you going to do now that you know what you're going to do? All right, well, you're going to take that information and you're going to start a legal entity. You can use something as simple as LegalZoom, pop up there. Now, there's ways to really, really protect yourself, but we're just going to do a basic LLC. And I'm going to the pro package because it's important that you get an EIN number, right? You're going to fill all this out. Now, you can go to a lawyer as well. It may be same price, more expensive. Can't really tell. But at the end of the day, you can either go yourself the online route. I've never had a problem doing it. Get a lawyer. Anyway, LegalZoom's going to get you that info in a few days, and you're going to take the paperwork, you're going to print it off, take your ID to a bank of your choosing, and you're going to open a merchant account. And that's that. Step one is done. You are ready to rock and roll in the business world. Let's get it. Now, we enter step two, branding. This is not to be taken lightly. Your brand is going to be the very spirit, the essence, the soul, if you will, of your entire identity in the marketplace. So you must take into serious consideration how you would like to be known forever. Okay? Think of any product, service, business you use, their brand is cemented in your mind. Even, Pepsi is just a ball that's half red, half blue with a white line through it, but you know exactly what it is because that's the power of it. All right, without further ado, let's get it. All right, how would I build a brand from scratch? Well, step one, grab a notepad. and start sketching out your ideas. I did build this brand 5 years ago, so this is simply a reenactment. This is basically how it went. Oh, I want a circle logo. Obviously, we use box trucks, so I'm going to sketch one of those bad boys out and just kind of let the vision come to life. Now, again, keep in mind that regardless of how paramount branding is and how important I've emphasized, do not let it be an excuse to procrastinate and overthink. You know in your heart what you want to be, what you want your identity to be. So just hit the notepad and go for it. So boom, I made a box truck, sunrise movers on the box truck, a little sun coming up behind it, and I got an idea of how I want the font to be, kind of groovy, kind of wavy. So bang, there it is. Now that we have our sketch made, we're gonna go to a website, Fiverr. Type in logo creation, bang. Whole bunch of different options are gonna pop up. You can look for an artist who's got the sort of style that you're looking to go for, whether it's minimalist or maybe cartoony or realist. It's up to you. There's all kinds of options, all kinds of price points. We're just gonna go with this cat here. Got this cool kind of style, and they'll have different kind of packages. I recommend one that you're at least going to get the source file. That way, if you want to get your logo edited, you can. We're not signed in, so it's not going to take us to the next page. But just create an account, sign in. You can contact these people directly, or you can purchase immediately and go in, upload your sketch, tell them what you want, and it's just going to be a creative process from there. They'll send you proofs. You can give them recommendations. No, change this, do that. I want it to look like this. All the way until you get your final product and you have the logo you truly love. So again, sketch your ideas out, bust into Fiverr, find an artist, get your brand cooking. Great stuff. So we've collaborated with our artist and come to a final conclusion on what the logo is going to be. We have it right here in front of us. Amazing piece of artwork here. Now, I figured I'd review this with you guys just so you may get an extra angle or two of inspiration, see where my ideas came from. Now, I wanted a circle logo because I feel like they're really, really easy to slap on basically anything, stickers, shirts, you name it. And we're moving company, so obviously we got the box truck. I had them come up with that groovy style font, slap that on the side of the box. We got the sun rising in the back. Now let's talk about the brand name itself, Sunrise Movers. Few things. We start early in the morning as the sun comes up. Now in the area, there's a place called Sunrise Beach. So it kind of gives it a local community sense. People love that. And finally, and most of all for me, was it clear hots my ability to use the orange, red, yellow, bright, in your face colorway that grabs your attention and stays in your mind. I've got people I know, friends, etc. They see signs just with these colors, not even mine, and they think of my brand, because again, that's the power of branding. When you can really drive it home. So very satisfied with the product, and we roll on. Now, let's round this section out with a couple pro hacks to make your brand extremely recognizable and completely unforgettable. Number one, apparel, right? What's better than people wearing your brand all around? We got the orange shirts. You already know, bright safety orange with the white logo font on the front. We got the circle logo on the back with the phone number. These are the OG crew shirts. You could see us in the trucks, see us everywhere we are. You see that orange shirt, you know who it is. It's Sunrise Movers. Now, this is the updated piece. I went with gray because one, the orange still pops off it, so we got the orange font with the white outliner. The logo pops really nice off the back. Again, we got the number to call when you want service. And it's just hard to beat, right? And then obviously I've got the polo on with the Stitch logo here for some business casual interactions. Do not underestimate what apparel can do for your brand. Now, cheat code number 2, the business card. This is the lifeline of your brand, okay? Now, how are we gonna make our business card? Boom, I'm gonna bust out Vistaprint, business cards, standard, and there's all kinds of choices you can make. Customize it your style. Browse designs, they've got all kinds of templates you can use. I usually always just make mine from scratch. Now I'll go in and show you my piece here, my projects, my most recent one. We will review it. But again, it doesn't have to be crazy, but I also don't think your business card should be boring. I've gotten a lot of business cards that are boring. Don't remember any of those people. And the power of the colors, they do a lot. We got the logo, company name, my name, title, number, all the contact info. And on the back, bang, picture from the area, something to give it character, something for people to remember you by. So again, brand it up. Let's go. Enter step 3, systems. All right, we are really getting to the nitty-gritty now, so pay attention. Your systems will be the very lifeblood of your business and what you do. I constantly am always telling people, if you do not have systems, you do not have an operation. If you do not have systems, you do not have a business. It's just a job, okay? This is what your business is going to live and die on and thrive on. Now, it's great to have a quote-unquote irreplaceable person, but you never know what's going to happen. You cannot depend on one person. You must have a strong foundation that anyone simply qualified can stand on. Without further ado, let's dive right in. First piece in systems is equipment, okay? Equipment is vastly important because you got to have the right stuff to get the job done correctly. Imagine if a plumber showed up with nothing but a sledgehammer. Nothing's going to get fixed, right? It's going to break a bunch of shit. Okay, so let's run through what you got to have to set the back of a box truck up for success. Your gear list is going to look like 3 dollies or 1 per mover. Generally, it's going to be 3 because you only fit 3 guys on a single truck. A stack of 50 pads, at least 2 rolls of saran wrap, 4-wheel dolly, a set of shoulder straps, a set of forearm straps, door jammer to protect the entryway, floor runner for when you're coming inside, crate to keep miscellaneous in, 16 ratchet straps bare minimum. Can even go up to like 20, 25 if it's a hefty day. Mattress carrier, piano board if the job calls for it, and a lock for the back of the truck. Tools, do not forget the tools. All right, it is much, much more likely you are going to need the tools rather than not need the tools. It doesn't have to be this intricate, crazy stuff. Real basic setup will get you by. Screwdriver, wrenches, pliers, vice grips, crescent wrench, and a drill with an assortment of bits. This will generally get practically everything done. So now that we know what we have to have, let's check out what that ought to look like. Bang! Check out a clean, clear, professional setup. The back of the truck. You see there's not debris anywhere. It's not an explosion of gear. This is an indicator. This is how you tell your clients, your customers, and anybody who sees you working without saying a word that you are true professionals. Your setup is nice, solid, looks like you do it every day. So we can check out another angle. And again, there you see your 50 pad stack neatly folded. Your dollies strapped to it to make sure it doesn't fall over. You got your rat straps hanging on the board. Your orange forearm straps, your black set of shoulder straps. You got your tool set right there to the left. And of course, your 4-wheel dolly and your saran wrap sitting there nice and on top. Bada bing, bada boom. That is exactly what a pro setup looks like. It's what your truck should look like in the morning. It's what it should look like when you pull up to the customer's house. It's what it should look like when you leave the customer's house when the job is done. And that's damn sure what it should look like when you park it at the shop and leave for the day. All right. So that is what it comes down to. That's your equipment setup, and that's what your equipment setup can, should, will look like if you plan to succeed. Okay, bring the right tools to get the job done. It's only going to make your life 100% easier. Amazing. Now that we have the right equipment to do the job, let's go over booking the job. I use Google Calendar. We're going to take a look at September 2023. Very busy, as you can see. Let's check out this job from Glendale, Arizona. Basic stuff, got customer info, contact, pickup, drop off. You got your item list, some notes about the job specifically, and your price point. Okay, we called to confirm that it was happening. Nothing too crazy. Another one from Marshfield. Again, basic customer info, contact, pickup, drop off, item list, notes about the job, price point. And that's really it. Now, I highly recommend creating a lead intake sheet. File out all the information and questions you're going to ask in order to get your job. I don't have one because I became so fluid in knowing what I needed that I could speak on the phone and plug it right into the calendar. Showed you my format here. Now, food for thought. I didn't book any of these jobs that you see on screen. It was all done by my customer service representatives whom I hired and trained to do it exactly the way I do it. Okay, you see all the stuff, all the work on the schedule there, it was booked by amazing employees using what? Systems. The system that I created. Again, all right, know it, use it. All right. We have the equipment to get the job done. We know how to book in our schedule. How are people going to contact us in order to get on that schedule? Number one, email. Now, there's not going to be some sort of video tutorial prompt on screen. If you don't know how to set up an email, all of this is far too advanced for you, and you need to take your ass back to square one. So Gmail, Hotmail, you name it, your business at whatever domain, set it up, use it. Now, we got to have a phone to go with the email. You can call your local cable company, get a landline hardlined in, whatever you're into. You can use your cell phone. I personally don't like giving out my cell phone number. So I use a VoIP system, voice over internet protocol, specifically Ooma Office. Now, Ooma is out of India, the country, and there's kind of a stigma about that, but I believe they're phenomenal. Truly, since I've had my system set up, I've never had an issue. They have 24/7 support. They will always make sure you are up and running. So use them, pick someone else, Google Voice, doesn't matter, but get you a phone and start taking those calls. Now, the final component to our customer collection machine is going to be our website. Do not underestimate, do not sleep on what your website will do for you. That said, it must be clean, it must be clear, have the information people are looking for, but not in a jumbled manner. There you can see the office with the U-Hauls, some photos along with the services. And then right here we got, a few nice reviews, and also the button option to write your own review, the FAQ at the bottom. Now, I build all my own websites. Obviously, that's not in everybody's wheelhouse, so there's a lot of options out there. I'm not going to go through them all. Either way, this is going to be huge for you. The same way people are going to email you, people are going to call you, people are going to submit forms on your website, which is why I've got that right there on page 1. Without further ado, we know how to collect the jobs. What are we going to charge everybody? I prefer being transparent. I've got all my prices right here on the website. You can check them out. Now, before you just kind of copy and paste, I would do some market research in your area. But I don't do any secrets, no hidden charges, nothing like that. Everything it's going to cost you is going to be right there up front. You can find it on the website. You call, we'll tell you. But again, website, get one. And now that we have everything required to get the job and do the job, let's put it in writing. So I'm going to show you my contracts here, and we'll go over it in brief detail. As you can see, client information, name, number, pickup and drop off addresses. In the project space, the important stuff is going to be your day, the rate, and the fuel charge. And then just to the right, there's plenty of space to file in all the team members' names that are going to be on the job. They're going to be getting paid for that job. You see below, there's a materials section if you are bringing packing supplies. It helps keep a count. Little space for project notes, also great to do the math at the end of the day. Then below that, you got your hourly rate. Your start time's important. Whenever you get there, truck goes in park, write your start time down. Now, tip, don't do by the minute, do it by the quarter of the hour, right? Top of the hour, 15, 30, 45, top of the hour. Same thing with end time, whichever one you're closest to. Do it by the quarter of the hour. Bill in 15-minute increments. And then you've got your fuel charge below that. Gratuity is accepted but not required. You got your total cost there at the bottom. And then here on the right side, you have your limitation and liability insurance options, your declared value, and then full replacement value as well. And then, of course, if they do get full replacement, you want to put in valuation of items. And then at the bottom there, you have your disclaimer, 72 hours to make a damage claim. Now, the most important part of this entire piece here is going to be our 3 signatures and our initial, right? They're at the top. Boom. Understand, shipper hereby orders above the carrier to furnish transportation facilities services. You know the legal jargon, saying we're doing this job and you are going to pay us. To the right, they are signing releasing you from liability. You're allowed to park in the driveway. Don't intentionally break stuff, but they can't sue you if their driveway cracks or something unfortunate happens. And then, of course, there at the bottom, they are signing again, saying job's done, they've paid. And the initials go in the insurance box, either initial declared value or full replacement value. Full replacement value comes with a $250 fee. Make sure you put that in the project notes. And now again, with my contracts, I have a printing company make them PCR. That's where you get the top sheet white here, and then there's a bottom one where it's yellow, where everything you write on, it prints through. So when the job's done, tear away, give them the yellow copy, you keep the white copy for your records. So that is contracts. I will link this in the description for a download. That way you can just take it, slap your logo, your name on it, and use it if you like. So it should be available for download. If it's not, drag me for it in the comments. All right. So now that we have everything in writing and our job is done, we have our final number for the bill. How are we going to collect payment? 3 options: cash the king, check, and card. Now, there are still people who write checks. The coolest people pay in cash, but you are going to get an overwhelming majority that will pay with card. So you must have a payment processor. For this business specifically, I use a company called Clover Go. Relatively simple and easy to set up. Not going to walk you through it. That's going to be your responsibility. Obviously going to have your bank account set up, but you can do it all on your phone on an app. I have these handy dandy little credit card machines. Don't have one on me right now. Give it to the crew. They can take it on the job site, run cards themselves. Pretty streamlined, works well. Now, you don't have to go with that option. In another business, I also use Square. So they're super simple to set up as well. It doesn't matter who you go with, but you are going to have a payment processor. You do not want people at the end of the day, especially if you've got a big number, for them to pull their credit card out and you look at them going, I don't take card. You know, I hate to break it to you, it's 2025. Everybody's using that piece of plastic in their wallet. Clover Go, Square, Stripe, pick one, doesn't matter. Have a payment processor. Okay, great. Now that we have our payments being processed, we have almost everything done. Next step is dispatch. How are you going to send your fantastic crews out to get the jobs done? I use this wonderful app, Viber. Now, it's simply a group text application. It's literally not made for work or anything, not that I understand. The backstory for it is actually, before I got into business or anything, I actually had, associates. I hate to call everybody friends, but I had a fair amount of group texts. And, we talk all kinds of trash. You know how the group chats are. And then when I got into this, I actually just turned Viber into a work thing. And I have, the office chat, the work crews chat, etc., so on and so forth. You can use that. It's simple. Use any group text thing. WhatsApp, Signal, Telegram. It's up to your discretion. Now, I would avoid using text message and group text, I feel, for obvious reasons. But you're definitely going to want to have a platform where you can get everybody on the same page in the same network of communications. Okay, I use Viber. You get something to that nature, to that tune going on, and we are going to be ready to rock and roll. Okay, all right. Now we have our beautiful fine-tuned systems ready to fire on all cylinders. So let's plug some talented individuals into those systems. Without further ado, step 4, staff. Now, you are going to want to play this very close to the chest when you're first starting up, because your staff, your crews are going to be the muscle and the bone structure of your business. They are literally and figuratively going to carry the weight. They're going to push your systems to make them fire and power them up. So before I dive into an example for you, I have a pro tip. Don't hire your friends. You are asking for complications. You are asking for drama. You are requesting to deal with entitlement of the highest order. Okay? Be a professional. Seek out people you do not know looking for work, and establish an employer-employee relationship. Okay, without further ado, my secret sauce is Indeed. And just use that email you made, go to Indeed for Employers, make an account. I've posted tons of jobs. I've hired hundreds of people on here. As you can see, I've got a fresh ad just made a few days ago. Already got 8 applicants. And we will go and check that out. Now, as you read through the details here that I'm just kind of briefly scrolling over, keep in mind that these are real people, right, on the other end of their computer or their phone, and they are reading this, and they're contemplating, would I not want to do this? Okay, so when you're making your ads, all I can say is don't sell some Charlie and the Chocolate Factory pie in the sky nonsense, but be real, be upfront. You know, I'm very, very honest. It's not a vacation. This is hard work. You know, I like to present it as a challenge, almost a challenge you can get paid for, right? Because I want people who are going to work hard. Because lazy people are going to be useless to me, to everyone, I think. But for more research, I'll show you can use other companies on Indeed to kind of build your framework. We'll go to moving companies in Kansas City, check them out, and we'll pick one. You Move Me in Lenexa, Kansas. They're hiring. Bang, you can check it out, read the description. When you're building yours, just think and remember these are real people I'm going to be meeting, going to be working with. So kind of maybe build an avatar and think, who do I want inside my business? And tailor it to that idea. Okay, let's get the staff going. And on top of that, you're going to want to start with the crews for sure. You know, even if you just want to go 2 guys and you lead the truck to begin with. But if you've got a little more funds set aside, you could hire half a dozen guys. But you're going to want to look for people who have experience. You can lean on that. And then, you know, the deeper your pockets, the deeper your bankroll are, the more setup you can get, right? You can hire someone to do customer service immediately, and then even management. But those are the 3 tiers, right? Your crew members, customer service, management. Go through that, put your ads out, find the right people, plug them in, and let's get working. The business is ready. Let's go to step 5, market. Now, our marketing is going to be the very sustenance, the vitamins, the minerals, the nutrients that feeds the business. And there's a lot of clever ways to get in front of people and to make sure they know who you are. But the tried and true and truly the ancient number 1 way to market your services is and always will be word of mouth. People in the community talking to other people in the community about you and what you do. So, what is the golden key to interject and supercharge those conversations? How do you make more of those conversations happen? With our handy dandy business card. So you are going to take not one of these, but 1,000 of them. And I will give you the pro tip right now. Pull up Google Maps. There's the wonderful lake. We're going to go over to Kansas City again for an example. Search realtors. Boom, it's going to populate. Certainly there's a lot more than that, but we'll use that as a reference. Click on them all, get their addresses, build a route. I'm going to do the same exact thing. Property managers. Pop them all up, see where they all are, build them into your route. And what you're going to do in these places, and it's everybody involved, right? Think storage units. Where do people put their stuff? There's plenty of storage units everywhere. Go there. Drop off your cards. And don't forget contractors. These guys build houses for a living, remodel houses for a living. Get in their wheelhouse, get in their network, make them know who you are. And all you got to do is show up, meet whoever's there, shake their hands, have a brief conversation with them, give them a stack of cards, have a nice day, and bounce. Okay? There's no need to draw it out. Don't talk these people's ear off. You don't got to have it all scripted, but have a little elevator pitch ready to go. Know the points you want to hit. Be strong, be positive, and leave a good impression. But again, don't jibber jabber all the live long day. They've got things to do, and so do you. All right? Make it happen. Take a stack of cards, I mean a big stack of cards, and leave some at every single person's location. This is going to get you out there. I Promise. And make it happen. Great. Now that we've taken our business cards to every other person in business in the metro or near area that has anything to do with home service, we have to address the fact that it is the modern age, and the number 2 form of how people are going to find your business, your service, is Google search. Undoubtedly number 2 right after word of mouth. So how are you going to show up on the Google pages? It is a little acronym called SEO, Search Engine Optimization. Now, in layman's terms, all that is the back end of your website programmed to communicate with Google in such a way that you rank. And depending on how that's set up, determines where you're going to rank on the Google results. So I couldn't tell you where to begin on how to get that right. I just know what it is in a real basic understanding. I always hire out my SEO. Although beware, because there are a lot of people out there offering those services, and they will be happy to charge the piss out of you and under deliver. Okay? So there'll be a lot of people who will rip you off. Somebody I've used in the past is called Haibu. They're legit. They're real. They will get you results. They're Google partners, but they are expensive. So it's kind of a get what you pay for thing. I don't use them anymore. I use a business I'll hook you up with, link in the description, Localize. Experts in SEO. They're new, I don't know, ish. But they seem to be doing pretty good work. Obviously, you want your Google review campaigns pumping out. You know, you want your Google page set up right. You want pumping reviews. You want your SEO done right. And on top of that, a little extra tidbit after SEO is a Chamber of Commerce. Now, I don't think these are necessary whatsoever. And it's, in my opinion, a little bit of a Ponzi scheme. You have to pay to be a part of a group of businesses and other business owners. And the idea is that you all recommend each other to generate more business for one another. You know, like let's say Tim the plumber, we're in a group with him, and he hears that somebody needs moving services, so he recommends Sunrise Movers. In exchange, when I hear somebody's pipe burst, I say, "Oh, call Tim." You know, and it all sounds good and ideal, but I believe there's a strong chance these people are going to waste your time. So I personally don't recommend it hugely, but it certainly is an option, and you will probably inevitably get business from it. And even if not, it's a great opportunity to get in front of people and talk about your business and get comfortable being the professional. So Chamber of Commerce as a little extra tidbit way to market. Not necessary whatsoever, but to each their own. All right. Let's get out there and let's get known. Let's get that business flowing. All right. Given the last 5 steps are complete, you are now in possession of a business that is in position to seize its portion of the marketplace. There's only one thing left to do, and that's step 6. Deliver. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver, deliver, deliver. As if your life depends on it, because the life of your business does. Whenever you're booking anyone in your schedule, etc., show up day and time you promised with the right gear, the right mindset, ready to make it happen. Crush it, knock the job out of the park, leave the customer client with a business card and a smile, do the same thing the next day. And there is no way you will not dominate. Okay? Now, if you need extra inspiration, here's a photo on screen of yours truly delivering on day 1, the very first Sunrise Movers job site, December 31st, 2019. Feels like worlds away, but I assure you, time truly does fly. So here we are, 5 years, thousands of jobs, and nearly $3.5 million later. And I am still delivering. Yes, in fact, even this morning I delivered. People don't want to show up Saturday? No problem. Let me grab my tools because that's what it's all about. You gotta be ready to get your feet wet and your hands dirty at a moment's notice because you are in charge, not only of your business, but your life and your destiny. So, take all the information in this video, apply it. You can start your own moving company, or I'm certain you can also take it into any sector of home service, be that carpentry, plumbing, electrician, HVAC, you name it. Anything that goes on in the house, you could take what we've talked about, make it happen, get off the ground, and be profiting in 30 days if you really, really want it. So, there's only one thing left to do. And I assure you, you can do it. I believe in you. I mean, I tell you what, if you made it to this point in the video, you are a badass. There's no reason you can't make it happen. So, shut this thing down, take your notes, and go make it happen. I'm counting on it. All right? I'll see you on the other side. Much love. Peace.